Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is a daily tarot oracle reading. It's also timely, meaning if you're watching it now, it's perfect for you. And take what works for you and just leave the rest. We do have, for the underlying energy for this reading, we have the Knight of Wands. And the Knight of Wands is talking about information or communication coming through. And this guy's been showing up a lot in the readings in the last few days. This is about having a passion for life again. Woohoo! So he's got the element of fire here. And the wands are made of wood, and the wood fuels the fire for passionate action. He's got a big red plume on the back of his helmet here, saying that in the past he can be very impulsive and hot-headed, but he's learned to rein that energy in, and it's suggesting that you do so as well. Right now, people are a little edgy we're in this energy of caught in between kind of the energy of the two eclipses. One was on the 12th, and we have one coming up on the 28th, and it can feel pretty heavy at times, and at other times, you know, it feels like it's kind of like a roller coaster. So just be aware of that. A lot of people are on edge, and this is about, he's learned, the Knight of Wands, that if you rein in your emotions, if he does that and he disciplined his mind, that the results he gets are much better than when he just acts out of impulse. And so this is talking about reining it in so that you actually respond to the energy around you instead of reacting to it. And you can see the horse is part of that heartfelt energy and passion. And the horse wants to go, but he's controlling it now. And in the background, we have the pyramids showing that he loves adventure and travel. And this is kind of the energy that a lot of the readings have been in. And then we have, it's good to see. And then we have, for the underlying energy from my oracle, and in my oracle, there are two fools. And one is foolish, someone who has expectations, and the other one is foolhardy, someone who is anticipating their future. So this is Cherubus, and he is off the coast of Sicily, and this is his little angel with him. And this is talking about having expectations that things are supposed to go a certain way, and then it causes a lot of limitations for you. And especially if you rush into something and you're being really impulsive, and then it turns out that, oh, that wasn't such a good idea after all. It's really saying, watch that energy right now again. It's been in a lot of the readings. It's really good, this energy. It's about really enjoying life again and wanting to, but it also can backfire on you. And this is talking about the Three of Swords in the heart. And well, of course, this is really upsetting when you see it. It's like, well, someone definitely is going through some heartache or heartbreak here. And this energy, you know, when you look at it a second time, though, you realize the heart's big in comparison to the swords. So it could be something they could recover from. But this is talking sometimes about like really harsh words being spoken, gossip, slander. It can talk about even perjury in court sometimes. And it's, you know, this person, the heart's in the throat. So it's an energy of feeling like you can't speak your truth. And in matters of love, it could represent a third-party energy that's dividing a couple. And this is saying that there's some sort of heartbreaking decision that needs to be made. There's a major transition coming in. And so this is, a lot of people get afraid when they see this card, but it's not predictive. This is just talking about the end of a cycle and the rebirth of a new one. And that energy is really prominent right now as well. That when there's an eclipse season, literally on the 12th, we had a total solar eclipse on the new moon. And that energy, it's kind of like for a short period of time, the sun is covered by the moon. And then on the 28th, we'll have another eclipse, and that one will be a lunar one. And so it's kind of this, this energy is talking about death and rebirth and and ending of one cycle and beginning of another. And this can talk about major transition in your life. The Grim Reaper's coming into town, and This is representing that there's light at the end of the tunnel. So if you've been in this kind of energy and you're like wondering if you'll ever be happy again, or be really aware that right now there's a lot of like that, you're not alone in feeling that energy right now. So be careful about not taking action on it, because it's going to change, I feel, pretty quickly here. And energy is, this older person doesn't want the Grim Reaper coming through town and saying, we don't want you here. He's trying to bargain, get away from here. But the one thing that we can always count on is death and taxes. Having said that, we can also count on change. So, change is happening every second of every minute of every day. But you may have noticed when you really want change, you don't notice anything. It's like, why isn't that water in the kettle boiling? Because you're watching it. And it's that talking about that energy of, we don't notice change unless it has a huge impact on us. And these young children here, one of them is holding a flower and wanting to offer it to the Grim Reaper. And it's talking about the rebirth and wanting to, they're excited. Hey, if they're from a small town and there's a stranger in town, it's pretty exciting. So it's talking about that kind of energy, welcoming the change to come into your life and recognizing that it's a rebirth. We do have a king trampled underfoot here. And the king isn't actually representing a specific person. It's talking about systems changing. And man, we're seeing that a lot, these days. Like every day there's a new thing happening. And you can just feel it in the air, though. It's really kind of strange. It almost feels like spring energy instead of fall, moving into the fall season. It's like a real... This can represent an energy, like even something small, like, that you've always had a hobby that you love and all of a sudden you just don't want to do it anymore. And it kind of surprises you and everybody else around you. And they're wondering now, what are we going to get you for your birthday and Christmas? It's that type of energy where the change is just like it's coming over everybody in different ways. And then we have the feeling left out in the cold, maybe being isolated. This can be representing the Five of Pentacles. The Pentacles represent your ability to look after yourself in the 3D, like your health, wealth, and your happiness. And between these two, there's only 5 pentacles, and it's not enough to sustain a household. So this person is on crutches, and he's wearing this big bell, and the bell is for the plague. And in the old days, they didn't have apps to isolate people from society. So what they did is they forced them to wear this bell. And then when they came into town, everybody could hear them coming and could run and hide. So you can imagine it wasn't easy to get work that way. And this person is barefoot in the snow. So it's talking about this energy of feeling isolated and feeling like an energy of, and this could even be from childhood, where you just don't fit in, or the things that are happening in society and the way things are moving forward. It's kind of an energy of not wanting that kind of change. And so the snow that is coming down like this represents like, if there's just a flake or two, anyone can handle that. But when it all piles up, then you have to shovel it. It's really heavy. And that's the energy. The word that I would describe the energy at times right now is very heavy. But at the same time, we have the sun out. And so this is the happiest card in the deck. That's that roller coaster I'm talking about. And when all of a sudden you see the sun and you're like, there, I'm in British Columbia, and we had a lot of fires around where I am. And, when the smoke cleared, it was like, it was like this. You just felt like, yay. It was such a happy feeling to see the sun again and to be able to see the clear sky. And that's this energy here. It's the promise of happiness again and being on your path. Like this young child is a child of God. This represents God's energy, and it's the very happiest card in the deck. And it's talking about, it shines its light on the rest of the reading. It's saying that this is, you're going to have a happy ending. You're You're meant to be happy. You're a child of God. This young child is riding this pony, and look, he's just totally fearless, and no reins and no concern whatsoever. And we have the sunflowers in the background on the wall here, and that's talking about they turn with the sun and they follow that energy. And so this is talking about happier days coming ahead. And the energy also is that the sun melts the snow. And so it's like everything has a season and a time. So if you're really feeling like this energy, a lot of people are talking about, they feel heavy. And just know it's a season and it's going to pass. We do have the energy of conviction beyond a doubt. So this person has there's 7 wands here, and this energy, he's found out some information, this information that has come in has given him conviction beyond a doubt. He's passionate about how he's going to move forward now. And he's like, I know exactly what I'm going to do. He's like, now that I know what I know, I have conviction beyond a doubt. And you can see that he has a boot on one foot and a shoe on the other. And this energy can be talking about like something surprising has happened, and like he had to rush out and protect himself and stand up for himself. He's gone on to higher ground, and then these are the actions of others coming towards him. But he has 2 different, a boot on one foot and a shoe on the other. And so it could be like he just didn't have time to, to check his shoes. But he also, sometimes this can represent someone that's straddling 2 realities, basically. This real desolate, depressing energy, and then this really, really happy one. So it's talking about being in both, straddling that energy. This is very much that eclipse energy as well. And now that he knows what he knows what action he's going to take. And perhaps people aren't used to him being in this energy because he's just so determined. And this is talking about needing to look after ourselves right now. Chiron, which is the wounded warrior energy, went retrograde into Taurus energy. And so it's causing like this need and desire to look after ourselves. And, this is, if you feel like the need to rest, then do so. Because a lot of people are feeling a little bit fried on the edges, like their nerves are fried. And so this is like, just chill out a little bit. Lay your mind down. Like this, he's praying and meditating here and just chilling out. He's laid his mind here. He wants peace of mind. So he's laid his mind, the swords in tarot represent the energy of your thoughts and your mental intelligence and discipline of the mind. And this is talking about wanting peace of mind, laying the sword down. And this is talking about, your subconscious, unconscious, and conscious mind, hanging them on the wall, tung, 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 and then just chilling, just going to your heart and asking, is this worth getting upset over? Like, and really, taking the time to calm down before you take action. The stained glass window has the word Pax on it, P-A-X. This is saying peace of mind. And then we have the Magician coming in. So it's an energetic upgrade coming in. And it's talking about that you have everything you need to create a beautiful garden on earth. As above, so below. And look how he's sitting on the edge of this energy. And he's pointing to the sun and saying, see, the sun is coming out. So as above, so below. And 100% infinite potential to the power of infinity and beyond, that you can create this beautiful life that you want to have. You have all the tools that you need on the bench here. You just need to learn how to use them and then become better and better, more efficient with them so that you choose the right tool for the right job. And he's wearing this snake, this Ouroboros around his waist, and that's a snake biting its tail. And this is saying that, you know, to be able to move into this better energy, you have to be willing to let go of the old energy. And that could be like the old boot in the shoe, you know, energy, like, you know, walking through life differently than you do right now. That's the energy that I'm picking up from that. So this is saying that, you know, the sun is going to come out, and we don't know what he's pointing at, but we'll see when that comes up. And here we have the knight in shining armor coming in. There's been a lot of love in the readings, and you know, there's two horses here like this, and you know, look at the they're very similar, but at the same time, you can see better times are coming. And this is talking about the knight in shining armor represents, you know, the cups represent love, and quite often this is talking about romantic love. He's the guy that you read about in all the novels. He's dressed to the nines and classy, and this is a solid offer of love. But this can also talk about having love for someone or something, and it could even be love of yourself again. This energy has been coming up a lot about honoring yourself and looking after yourself at this time. And then this could even be something that you've always loved to do, or something you always loved to be. And that maybe this energy is coming in. You know, it could be romantic love and something you love to do or be. It could be something that will cause a major transition in your life. And then we have the Three of Wands energy here. So the Three of Wands is definitely, again, it's talking about, you know, he's standing on the precipice of change, and there's two wands here that it's like a portal that he's walked through, and this sometimes can represent an energy, especially with this energy here, that you might be walking away from a relationship and becoming single. So leaving being a couple and moving forward as a single person. And or this can be you've healed from this energy, and you've met someone now, and they've offered you a cup of love, and you're walking through that portal and going together as a couple, like walking through that couple portal. And so he is, if you look at the energy here, this is, you know, the sun is shining on the water here, and there's ships sailing by. So it's wanting to expand your horizons. This can talk about, quite often it's business, something you really love to do, and maybe wanting to expand that and move, go overseas with it, go global. This could be like something went viral for you. There's something happening here that's really exciting. I feel that you're going to be really passionate about something that wakes you up, and you're like, you know, in that energy, and you're like, whoa. And, you know, and this is after like a major disappointment. So it's talking like the transition, you know, going from this energy to being able to be in this, like this energy, moving into this energy here. And you can just see, like, this looks so much better over here. This would be foolish, and this would be foolhardy. And so this is talking about being very much regret and remorse. There's cups spilt on the ground here. And this energy is, you know, very, if you've heard the saying, don't cry over spilt milk, that's what we've got here. This is a loss. It's not something that can be recovered, because it's in the ground. Like, there's not anything you can do. So you could stand there for the rest of your life in regret or remorse, or you could just turn around and notice, hey, there's two cups standing, and be grateful for that. With this energy here, you know, this major transition, and it may be being about love. There's two cups with wine, and there's one with some other liquid in it. And this could talk about this third party energy here. And this could be your regret or remorse because your partner was out and about, or this could be his because you left, or you're planning, it's looking like this heartbreaking decision. It has to do with with infidelity or something like that. And I feel like this could be your energy, it could be your partner's energy, it could be the third party energy, it could be all of the above. But at this point, there's nothing that you can do here. My grandma used to say, watch your words, because once they're spoken, you can't take them back. And people will remember them for the rest of their lives sometimes, especially if you're a child and, a child has had a lot of harsh words spoken towards them. The parents are their entire life. And so they're looking up to them. That's my whole world. And they just... and it might be something that you don't even remember saying, but your child remembers until they're 50. It's that type of energy. And so it's saying, like, pick these 2 cups up, appreciate the fact that they are still standing, and be grateful. Yes, I do have something I can still move forward with. And, walk down the path, cross the bridge over the troubled waters, and go to your castle and recuperate. And this energy, you can see this, even the castle in the background there is half standing and it's half dilapidated. So you're going to have a good attitude. Is the cup going to be half full or is it half empty? And we have the 6 of Pentacles. This energy has also been coming up a lot. This is a feeling of, it's very much in this energy here. But you see here, it's talking about someone who has planted seeds and now they've harvested them. And this is talking about the give and take in life. And we all learn it the hard way and the easy way at times. It depends on what's happening in our lives. But the give and take, like how much time, money, and energy do you want to invest in any given project, or in a business, or in a relationship with someone? Is it a fair exchange of energy? Do you anticipate what the return is going to be? Because it's important to keep track of that. Now, this person has planted 6 seeds and the harvest is here, and he's giving charity to this person. His discernment is saying this person will use it wisely and needs it. And this person here, he's got the scales of justice hanging over his head. And if you look here, there's something in this person's pocket. So this is someone that would rather use his money and risk his money and make money off of it. So he's sitting there and pretending that he has nothing so that he can use him. And so this is the energy maybe that was happening here for you. And this is also shifting. We have the Magician pointing. The happiness is coming in. You're supposed to be in this energy, not this energy. And you've been giving too much of yourself away, investing in people who are not giving you an even exchange of energy. So it could be more than one person. It could be a specific person, whatever that is. But if you are feeling that way, or you're feeling like your intuition is telling you, it's time to really make a change here, honor yourself and take some time for yourself to be able to really go to your heart and just take the time you deserve it, to be able to, you deserve to be happy. That's what this is saying. And that's how you're meant to be. And so if you don't honor that in yourself, how is anyone else going to? And then we have a reconciliation here. So definitely this card is saying that, if this energy can be talking about reconciliation. Reconciliation would imply that there needs to be forgiveness and, to be able to reconcile. And so this energy, this is you deciding, like, do I stay or do I go? That type of energy, like, do I stick around? Do I give it another go? Or now that I know what I know, I have conviction beyond a doubt, I deserve better than this. This is how we're starting the reading off, and it's saying this is the promise that you can have. Are you going to go backwards and be in this energy here? And instead of listening to your heart, you get talked into going back into something. This quite often represents that energy. I mean, you could forgive someone and never speak to them. You don't need to tell someone you forgive them. And sometimes you can't because you're not speaking or whatever. And so this can talk about, a big wound, someone you really care about, that you have to just accept the fact that, you're not going to be reconciling with them. And that's just the way that it is. And you're going to have to accept that, or, like this energy this card has a lot of illusions in it. And when you first look at it, you see, there's children playing in the yard with these plants and someone's watching over them. But when you look again, you realize this is a gnome and this is a little woman. And from the back, she looks like an old hag. And from the front, she's young. And it's talking about, he's offering these flowers, but the old hag is like, we don't want your stupid flowers. They're not even yours to give away. And they're wearing a white glove, saying they don't want to get their hands dirty. The younger version is still people-pleasing. So she's explaining, we don't want the flowers because we don't want to get our white glove dirty. We're in our best finery, instead of just saying no. And, these white flowers, in tarot, white flowers represent innocence, but they're not. They're not innocent, because these are from the nightshade family. And this is Datra. And if children were to ingest this, they could become very ill. You would never have children playing with these plants. And you wouldn't plant them in your yard. You wouldn't have them in pots in your yard if you had children or pets. This is something sometimes shamans use to heal the childhood energy. Like if you're in an energy where you need to go inward and heal so that you can be happy again, and it's coming from your childhood. This, the Datra will create visions, and, that can be healing and ceremony. But the shamans know what they're doing. They've been doing it for millennia, and they're doing it with adults. And even the person in the background is not someone watching over them. This is someone that's a stranger walking down the path. You may have a lot of illusions about the past, in particular, something that happened in your childhood. You may have been given one story, and it might be why you've always kind of felt in this energy where I just don't feel like I fit in, something's not quite right. And you may be finding that information out, and it will be life-changing for you. It'll explain so much to you. It's that energy when your parents don't tell you you were adopted, or it's something's like big like that there's a big illusion around your childhood that you're not aware, like you're aware of it, but other people know but you don't, kind of energy. And so this can be talking about, it would be up to you if you want to reconcile these with someone from the past. But if they've left you in this kind of energy, and you're trying to move into this energy, think about it before you give into that energy. And look at, we have the wounded warrior here. And so this is the Nine of Wands is talking about, you've managed to be successful. You've managed to get through this. You made up your mind you're going to do so. But, the energy is talking about someone who has managed to plant 8 wands, under some very, very challenging circumstances. He's got his head bandaged, though, and this could be like you have a real bad headache, and he's leaning hard on this 9th wand, and thinking, man, there's only 10 though, and he's already got these planted, and these are the harvest, right? This is, but these are talking about actions that you have taken, and actions that are coming towards you. So who are you going to have in your inner circle, and how are you going to handle that energy? If people are, if every time you're around certain people, and you end up feeling like your head is bandaged, or you need to, and you're feeling sad, and you were happy, and then all of a sudden, you hang out with them for a few hours, and it takes you days to recover because of the energy of it. Is it worth it? That's what this is talking about. It's saying, be proud that you can plant the seeds and move forward and honor yourself. Again, it's saying, if you don't look after yourself, other people aren't going to be looking after you. And we have, oh my goodness, we have the devil coming in here with temptation. So this is sitting on this energy here. I feel like you're drained. You're possibly really feeling drained right now because you are giving too much of yourself to other people and they were accepting it. And this has left you in this energy, and they're using your energy, time, money, energy, what you've invested in to better themselves, and it's causing you to be in a position of feeling very exhausted. And this, there's some sort of temptation here, and of course, we have two lovers here. Definitely, I feel that there's some sort of energy that's really close to you, that's really disappointed you. And I feel like this was in the past and you're moving out of this energy into this. Because look at the energy here. We have this energy of God shining light on the situation, saying, you're supposed to be in this happy garden. And someone is energy vampire, just sucking your energy dry, right? And this is why, because they are connected to this energy. So, we have two lovers here, and this is definitely talking about a third party energy. So we have two lovers here, and we have, they're yoked to each other, and then they're chained to Saturn's box. And look who's crouched in there, in between them. Like, it's just gross, really. He's just sitting there, and they're, he's controlling them. They've given their control over. And so this is talking about temptation, giving into temptation, and definitely, I would say that's a big part of what the problem here in this reading is. When this card comes up, I always want to know, the devil doesn't do his own dirty work. And so he always sends a minion in, and you're not going to get the truth from him. So I always cover it with the next card up. I want to see, who does he send in, or what happens? Is there some protection from the Most High here? And look at, instead you decide, no, whatever happened here, you've decided, I don't care what happened there. I'm hopping on the chariot. And the chariot is talking about moving forward in the direction that you want to go. You want the energetic upgrade. Awesome energy. So this is talking about when you're on a chariot, you're on your destined path. You're following your North Node. You're following the North Star. And you don't even have to have reins on it, just like here. So this is you as an adult after being really disappointed in life at times and feeling like drained. Do you see that? And all this energy going this way. And now this is you, how it could be. Really interesting. I haven't ever seen it quite like this before, but it's talking about the difference in how you could feel. And so this is, you might be in a situation where you are making a decision that's breaking your heart. It could be someone very close to you, and you've decided, I have to leave. And you're trying to go back and forth, and you're trying to, give it one more try because you love them and everything. It doesn't have to be someone romantic. It could be someone in your family, or it could be a child of yours, or, someone that you're estranged from. And this energy is you making the decision, you know what? I need to, I've done my best here. I've tried to make this work, and it's not working. And this is the energy, like the being just drained in this way. And I feel that this is talking about making the decision instead of trying to take this energy back and try and work through this energy, saying, no, I'm done. I'm done. I'm moving forward on my path. And then we have, see, someone was juggling their morals here. And this could be more than someone. It could be someone's. And the energy of trying to make it work. And this doesn't have to be a romantic partner. This could be a business partner. This could be, as I said, a family member, a child, or whatever. And trying to juggle it, and being really busy trying to make it, make amends, make it work. And it's not. And it's just every time you end up feeling like this. Every time you see them, talk to them, you end up feeling like this, like just, and you tell yourself, I'm not this time it's going to work. This time it's going to be better. But no, you end up like there's energy around you that's like this. And this is very definitely saying that, you're you're a child of God. You're meant to be happy. And if this is people that are really close to you, but you feel like this every time, then, you need to honor for yourself, because this is just totally draining you. This is what makes people feel like get really sick. And so this is saying about, trying to juggle the energy so that, and make it work. But every time you do that, it ends up, you end up feeling drained. And so this is saying someone's been juggling, like this card is saying juggle your options, but never juggle your morals. And so there's been a lot of that energy, someone very busy doing that. And it started off small, and then it just gained momentum and gained momentum. The wave and the ships are getting bigger. And look at, we have those ships, and then we have the energy of the ships here going by. Would you rather be here or here? Like, you have to decide if, are you going to stay in this old energy, or are you going to accept that maybe there's, what do they say? There's a time, some people are in your life for a reason, and some people are in your life for a season. That's the type of energy. So from the bottom going to the top of the pyramid and back down, it's talking about, this heartbreaking decision that needs to be made, and you feeling maybe like you're thinking about moving and moving on. And this can also represent some new energy coming in, because we have the energetic upgrade with this, and getting out of this isolating energy. And it's talking about, recognizing some, maybe this season is over, and it's time for you to move forward and go on your destined journey here. And then, move out of this energy here. This is talking about, like, I can just, the draining, and this is like the happy, So let's see, we'll clarify it for those that want further clarification. I'm using my oracle here, and this is Tales from the Vector, and it's courtesy of the Intergalactic Federation of Light. And the numbers on these cards represent the paintings as they are listed in my gallery on my website, talesfromthevector.com. And I will list them in the description box below in the order they are here. You can check it out if you want to and see. So we do have this energy here is sitting on Eagle. And I just really feel like this energy, your ego on a spiritual level will say to you, who are you to think, like, what kind of a person are you that you would give up on someone, that's close to you like this? Give them one more chance, and you've already given them way too many. And it's talking about, it just saying you don't deserve to be that happy. Why aren't you down on your knees begging to be unhappy some more? It's that type of energy. Your ego will try and talk you out of doing what's making you happy. And this is talking, that's why when a lot of spiritual people talk about quieting the ego, it's trying to tell you, what can one person do? You have a dream, so what? We all have dreams, and we have to grow up and then realize that this is the way life is. And you're like, no, I want my life to be like this and this. And I'm hopping on the chariot. I'm not going down this path. That's the energy. And we have Sagittarius energy here. So this is talking about, wanting to maybe get out again and go on adventures and expand your horizons, like this energy here. But I feel like it's also talking on a universal scale, because in the star, the word isn't coming to me. The constellation of Sagittarius is a black hole that a lot of people feel is the heartbeat, like the heart of the Milky Way. So it's talking about the cosmic justice and, being, you deserve to be able to be happy in this world, right? And this is again talking about hopping on that chariot and choosing to be happy rather than to stay in a situation that you've done your best and you're exhausted from it. The falling star, like you can almost just feel the energy just falling. And this is that, I would say, don't make any real major decisions until like this energy of this eclipse season wears off. Because you may have noticed, like I've noticed here, there's been a lot of sirens and that around, a lot of people acting out and being impulsive and a little bit irrational. And it's like you're better off to just, if you can wait to make a decision, wait a few days if you're feeling this drained energy, because you might make a different decision if you if you just have a rest for a little bit. Falling and failing in love is a matter of I. So again, it's saying look after yourself. If you don't look after yourself, then who's going to? And then we have a superstar. So you are a superstar. If you didn't know it, now you know. And look at, it's talking about the throat chakra energy. And this is an energy like you may have tried on several occasions to reconcile or reunite with people, or you end up, you come out and this is what you want. You want to create harmony, but this is how you end up feeling every single time. And it's like, it's just so draining. You can just feel the energy. It's like the harmony doesn't come out of it. No matter how many words you use, if people aren't in the mood for understanding someone, then they're just not they're going to choose not to. And look at, this is going to change your world. And it's also saying that this energy this is your life, and you have to live it. You can't stay in this energy forever. If you do, you're going to you won't be going on the path that you're meant to go on. And so it's really important right now that, and I feel like a lot of people are feeling this energy. And I'm not talking about like when you have young children and you have to make sacrifices for your children and be responsible in that way. Of course, then that's what's needed. I'm talking about adults. Like I'm not talking about when you have to make sacrifices for children. That's just natural. I mean, you have them, you need to look after them. And most of the time, most people want the best for their children. And it might not look like that sometimes to the children, but it is, most parents really do want their children to be happy. And so this is talking about, sometimes you have to look after your own world. And you notice how it's right in the center of the reading here as well. And then we have destruction. So this is a tactic that can be used where, where someone comes into your life and they just destroy what your world was, how you thought of people, how you felt about life, and now you have to rebuild yourself here. In the end, though, when you do that, it's a huge gift, because it's talking about then, it's a real solid choice that you make. I am going to choose my happiness and love over feeling destroyed all the time. And this energy here, we have Emperor energy. And so this is talking about high level performance. When you're in that energy and you decide, I am going to change my world from within. That's the energy I'm picking up. I really like this reading. Is a bit challenging, but it's also really uplifting at the same time. That's the energy. And so we have dissemination. So there's been an elephant in the room for a long time, and you're trying to, you're doing your best to pretend the elephant's not there. But it's there, and you know when someone is treating you poorly, and you can tell, because as you're walking out the door after being around them, you're drained, and you're feeling like really sad, and you're feeling like you need to protect yourself, and that's and then having to deal with it for days after. And so this is saying get the dissemination of information is when people speak in circles. And so no matter what, you're not going to get harmony. When if people choose not to understand someone, then they choose not to understand someone. It's just and so to have this reconciliation or a reunion, both people have to want it, not just one. That's the energy. So I feel like that's what it's talking about. I feel like there's a lot of people feeling that way right now on the planet because of all the change that's happening. I feel this is a really good reading, though. It's got really good advice in it. And it's just basically saying, you know, we are in challenging times right now. There's no doubt about it. And, you know, enjoy the happy days and be able to move forward on your path. And you'll be happier if you do so. All right, I'm going to close this reading. Thank you for your time and energy, and also for your likes, comments, and all of the subscribes. I really appreciate them. And I'll be back with another reading for you again tomorrow. Bye for now.